Hey kiddos, I wanted to give you a little refresher course on how to convert measurements using the factor label method. Okay, this will be a skill that you'll be asked to use often in physics and specifically during the measurement skills test next Monday. Okay, so with the factor label method, the idea is using fractions that are equal to 1, you can convert units from one to another. Okay, so as an example, I've got 120 deciliters per millisecond. So 120 deciliters per millisecond is the same as 120 deciliters for every 1 millisecond. Okay, so doing this conversion does mean that you need to be familiar with SI prefixes or metric prefixes, and that might require doing some Googling. Okay, so deci is the SI prefix for 1/10. Okay. Milla is the SI prefix for 1,000th. Okay, so our goal here is to strategically convert deciliters and milliseconds into liters per second. So we can imagine we've got some water flowing out of a little tube, and we want to know what it is in meters or liters per second. Okay, so we're going to continually multiply our original value by fractions that are equal to 1. So the value might look like it's changing as we convert, okay, but it will still be the same size as the original value. The units are just changing. All right, so 120 deciliters. Let's convert deciliters. So we want to multiply by a fraction. And when we do this, we want to get rid of deciliters. So whenever you're multiplying by a fraction, you'll be able to cancel something out if you've got the same unit on the top and the bottom of a fraction. We want to get rid of the deciliters, and so we're going to put deciliters in the bottom of the fraction we're going to multiply by. Okay. So for every, and then we want to convert this to liters, right? Okay, so for every 1 liter, that's our base unit, there are 10 deciliters, because 1 deciliter is 1/10 of a liter. All right. And so with this conversion, our deciliters cancel out, and we have the desired unit on the numerator of our fraction. All right, now next step is we then want to get rid of the milliseconds. Milliseconds are here on the bottom of our original fraction. So to cancel them, we need to write them in the numerator of our value that we're multiplying by. We want seconds, milliseconds. We want to turn them into seconds. We want seconds on the bottom of our fraction. So we'll write them down there. And for every 1 second, there are 1,000 milliseconds. Right, milliseconds are 1,000th the size of a second. All right, so then we can go through and we say, all right, when we multiply these, milliseconds are down there and up here, so they cancel out, and we have our desired unit on the denominator. All right, our final step is to multiply, our almost final step is to multiply our top rows together and our bottom rows together to get a fraction. So I've got 120 times 1 times 1,000, and we get 120,000. And then our unit left over on top is liters. Okay. And then in the denominator, we have 1 times 10 times 1. So we have 10 in the denominator, and then our unit left over in the denominator is seconds. Okay. And so now we need to divide that through. So our final answer is 120,000 divided by 10 is 12,000. And then our units right here are liters per second, right? So we can say 120 deciliters per millisecond is the same as 120,000 liters per second. Okay, so that would be our final answer. Okay, and what you see above is the correct way to show your work to do this conversion using the factor label method. All right, please let me know if you have any questions.